So here's the deal. I've been posting these blogs, videos, podcasts, articles, and I've never really given anybody any context to where my ideas and philosophies come from. This was brought to my attention from Dennis Adams on the EFI page. I want to thank you, Dennis, for bringing this to my attention because I think it's important. But I purposely haven't told anybody about where I come from because the truth is, I didn't think any of you really gave a damn. So now that it was brought to my attention, I think it's important that you know where I come from, so that you can hopefully take these videos a little bit more seriously and maybe get a little bit more out of them in the future. So, where did it all start? I was a military brat. My father was an MP in the United States Air Force. He is, without a doubt, the hardest working man I ever met. He did do a tour in the first Gulf War. Since retiring, he's accumulated some rental properties. Currently works full-time with Crane & Company, which, a little bit of a fun fact, Crane & Company is the company that produces the paper that our United States currency is printed on. So that's pretty interesting. Being in a military family and a child of a military police officer, we moved around a lot, more than most, I think. Check this out. I was in a different high school every single year of high school. And even more than that, 3 of those 4 schools were in different states, and those 3 states were in completely different parts of the country. In 9th grade, I went to school in Colorado Springs, Colorado. 10th and 11th, I was in Orlando, Florida. My 11th grade school had 4,000 kids in it. In 12th grade, we moved to Western Massachusetts, a small town. My graduating class had less than 200. And I came into that school my senior year of high school where most of the kids there had grown up together, so I was a bit of an outcast. Nobody to them, if you will. All this moving in my youth, for me, I viewed it as a big advantage. It gave me the opportunity to really interact with a lot of different people. Over the next 7 years after graduating, I spent a lot of time in failure. And let me clarify that I don't view failure as failing unless one gives up. And I view it as an education. If you don't give up and you keep learning, to me, it's not failure, it's just an education. I had 2 attempts at college, dropped out both times. First time I went for computer programming, took me about 4 months. Second time I went for chiropractic, business, and psychology, went for about 3 years. Perfect grades, 3.92 GPA. Just found out that it wasn't for me. Everything I did, all the different jobs that I had, everything brought me back to the car business. It was always where I excelled, and anytime I left, it was usually because I just couldn't deal with the stigma that went along with being in the car business. My first run at finance was in 2006 at a small used car dealership that eventually purchased a Mazda franchise. My training in F&I consisted of a rep coming in, telling me to load up a retail installment contract, and then letting the customer know that I was sorry I didn't get a chance to go over their finance options with them, that I've set their contract up as most people set it up. Here's your payment rate and term. It has warranty, gap, life, accident, and health. Just go ahead and sign here, here, and here. And I did it that way for about 6 months, and I didn't have one moral dilemma, mainly because I didn't know any other way. I wasn't introduced to a menu until I went to the local Giant, and it was a Toyota store, sold about 150 cars a month. The finance manager who trained me was fresh off a 5-year stint in the local penitentiary for a serious felony. This is the type of guy who I've watched throw cash deals, literally throw cash deals back at salespeople. I saw him lift a salesperson off the floor against a wall by his throat. I would listen to him guilt customers into buying products by asking them if his kids could eat and then showing him a picture of his family. He also, I watched him re-sign a lady who came in to remove gap and warranty from her contract, and somehow her payment only went down $5. So these are the events that shaped my early career in finance. So when you ask me, did I thank every salesperson? The answer is no. Did I enjoy receiving cash deals? The answer is no. Did I think that my desk was incompetent? Absolutely. I thought they were incompetent. I had a conversation with my father in 2008. At this point, it was February 2008. I had made more money than I had ever thought possible in my life. And I was on the phone and I was bragging to him. And what he said to me, I'll never forget. It completely changed the way I looked at my position. He said, "Son, I'm proud of you, but nobody gives a shit how much money you make." And I was like, wow. that hit me home. That hit me hard. I was the epitome of the F&I prima donna. And I knew at that point that I had to change, and it was not going to be easy. I began to study leadership, management, self-development. I also started to research the finance industry, which is how I came upon the Ethical Finance and Insurance page back in 2010. I started to change my attitude towards the people that I work with. And that's when I realized that I was onto something, when I started to change my attitude towards those around me. From that point on, and please feel free to verify this, never complained about a cash deal, not to anybody that I worked with. I didn't thank every salesperson, but I thanked a lot of them, and I did everything in my power to try to keep a constructive relationship with the desk. And I did this by practicing all of the things that I have preached and will continue to preach about in my blogs, videos, articles, podcasts. And I use these principles to earn an income that is greater than any finance manager ever deserves to earn. And it was insane. I'm telling you, it was nuts. And I don't say this to brag. It took me getting that far to realize that what drove me and what motivated me, money, was never going to make me happy. I had to reevaluate what truly fulfilled me and gave me a sense of purpose. And the truth is, I put these videos up for a very selfish reason. Yes, I want to give back, but I get so much satisfaction when I receive a message from somebody that says, "Thank you for this video. I had the greatest sales day ever after watching your video and it inspired me." That's what gives me the greatest sense of enjoyment. So when I tell you that perfection is not a destination but a journey and that you should enjoy it, I believe that with every ounce of my soul. So that gives you a little bit of background on me. I hope it helps in future videos that I post. I enjoy you guys giving me feedback. Please continue to watch them. My name's Chris Cochran. You can reach me at chris@themcdavidgroup.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. It's at LifeInTheBox33. Obviously, I'm on Facebook. I have a YouTube channel, which is Life in the Box. So enjoy your weekend and go crush it. Thanks again.